Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Okay, well today I'm going to make some faux rice paper. I was inspired by the Vintage Journal on TikTok, and so I followed what I thought she was doing. I usually, when I'm on TikTok, I don't listen to videos, so if she gave any tips, I don't know about them, and I apologize. But go over to her channel, the Vintage Journal, and watch hers. And I feel like this is going to turn out okay. So I'll tell you what I did is I got some napkins, some of my pretty napkins, and then I divided them. Took the backs off. Here's some backs. Okay, so I have two here that maybe we'll get a chance to play with. I'm kind of against the clock because for some reason my phone is telling me I only have 37 minutes to videotape, so I'm not sure why that is. But anyway, so we're gonna make this, and this is the after. So we're kind of working backwards, but basically what it is I just took regular Elmer's school glue, and I mixed it with some water. I need to mix some more, so I'll show you how to do that. And then just painted it on. This plastic is this kind of vinyl covering you can get. I either got this at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. They have it all the time. And I got it for our church craft, when we do our craft day at church. I got it to toss down in case somebody needed it. But I just have, and look, I've cut it short. It comes really big. I've cut it short, so I'm just using what I already had cut. So on this one, I'm really close. But you could use wax paper. Oh, don't fall. Caught it. You could use wax paper, I think. You could probably use parchment paper. You could probably use just some saran wrap or something like that. I like this because I'm planning to use it over and over. Okay, so let's peel it. And then I'm going to go step by step and show you how I did it. It's very wonderful. Very, very wonderful. So this is just one ply of a napkin. And look at that. Isn't that fun? Very, very fun. This is the back. It's a little shiny on the back. Yeah, that's super fun. We'll make some stuff with it. I don't know what yet, but not today, but we will make something. I'm going to set it over here. Okay, then this one. Oh, look, oh no, that's that. Okay, I was like, oh wow. Okay, now on this one, this is the other half. This is the napkin. This is the tear off portion that was on probably this napkin. And because, like I said, I had already cut these, and so I couldn't fit the whole thing on this piece of plastic, I cut it in half. So what I did was I just stamped it. And then I went over it with the glue. But on this one, I went over it with, I put some coffee in it and some talc. So I wanted to see what would be the difference if I put talc in it. And I can feel the difference. Of course, the back is not as shiny. So that's fine. I don't mind that. I don't know if you can tell that. One is not as shiny. This one's not as shiny. It has a very, very different feel. This one feels a little bit more pliable. A little bit more pliable. And this one, I guess, is pliable, but it has a really different feel. It's very rough. They're both rough on the front. This one's a little rougher on the back. I still don't mind it though. And I like the color because see the difference here? Of course, we wouldn't have to put talc in it just to color it, but it's the same. It's the same. This one just has the coffee in it. Okay, let's get started. Because like I said, I don't have a lot of time, and then I have an extra one down here. that I'm just going to leave. Okay. All right. So what I wanted to tell you is I put this foam under here so that I could stamp on it. And let's just stamp a few things just to kind of give you an idea. Oh gosh, I don't have my stamp pads out. Let's grab that. I am going to use archival ink because I probably have my chin right in the video, because I wanted it to dry, you know, nice and quick. And while I had my coffee dye glue out, I went ahead and did, here's my 52 card Joey Card Maker deck. I went ahead and did the cards that we did a while back. I really liked how the Elmer's glue turned out. These are done with Mod Podge, and it is the Mod Podge matte, but it's still very, very shiny. This one is really satiny. I really like that. So I added to the deck. You can see it's shiny. I call this guy Kevin. Try to guess why. So you can see the difference here. Same process, but this one is done with Elmer's and this one's done with matte Mod Podge. So I really feel like I'm going to try I don't know. I really like the way that turned out. There are times where I like it a little glossier, but I like how that matte turned out. Very, very smooth. Isn't this a fun deck? Yeah, really, really smooth. Okay, so I got that, and I'm going to hang it back up here. I keep it on the thing that holds my camera. Okay, let's do this really quick. I say quick because I don't want to run out of time on this. I don't know why it tells me I don't have very long to do. So I'm just taking words, and I got out some different stamps. I hope I don't jiggle you too much. I'm a little bit 90 to nothing today on my chit-chatting because I looked at the time and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to hurry. So tomorrow is the last day of VBS. Today is my daughter's church, her last day. And we've had a great time. So many precious angel babies. It's so fun. See all these littles. So fun. And then I don't remember if I told you this or not, but people volunteer to make snacks for the adult workers. Oh my gosh. I'm not even kidding you. I'm snacked up. Yesterday, one of the ladies bakes for, part of her job. And she made homemade cinnamon rolls and then homemade rolls. And then somebody else brought, there was so much stuff, but one person brought, just a whole platter of like meats and cheese and stuff like that. And so I had the cinnamon roll for breakfast, and then I snagged a roll. This roll was this big. It was about that big around and about that thick. Oh my gosh. And so anyways, I grabbed some turkey and cheese, and I made my lunch sandwich out of that to eat after Vacation Bible School was over. So much fun. I don't know if I told you this, but I'm counting the little change, as they bring change for offering and stuff, and it's going to go to, the offering is taken for another Vacation Bible School in another state to help them with their Vacation Bible School. Well, anyways, oh, you guys, it's so precious. I can't really stand it, but as I'm counting, some of these littles are bringing even foreign money, not U.S. money. And so there, you know, tons of little coins and things. And I don't know what country they're from. My eyes are so bad I can't really see it. So I need to take a magnifying glass and see what countries, because the coins are super cool. I bet there's probably six different countries represented. I'm thinking it's 6 different kinds of coins. So I don't know. I need to take a magnifying glass tomorrow and see what, I'm going every which way. So whatever we decide to do with these, you know, I'll be able to do that. Yeah, so anyways, I don't even know where I got this one. Somebody put it on a piece of cardboard. It's fun. So yeah, so they probably, you know, raided their little piggy bank, and somebody probably had given them some foreign money, which is always very, very fun. And I always thought that was fun when I was a kid. And yeah, so they've put that in the offering. I don't know what our secretary does with that. I wish I knew which children. And there's 2 different little buckets they can put in. There's a ladybug bucket and a grasshopper bucket. And the money has been found in both buckets, you know, so I don't know. I don't know who's who, you know, I don't know. But I find it fun that they have that. Okay, so now I'm just trying to fill space real quick. I tried to figure out why my camera is only allowing 37 minutes, which we're already a third of that. But I could not figure that out. Even deleted videos off my phone, thinking that might be it. It's pretty. Some overlapping, which is fine. Okay, need to clean that. I don't always clean them, but I do like to once in a while give them a good cleaning. You can tell I have all different kinds. They've come from, who knows where these have all come from. Some have probably come from thrift, some from probably our the retreat that I go to. So yeah, they're all different. Okay, let's see. Oh, look at these little bugs. I got these the last time at my retreat. Aren't they fun? I think I'll go with the black here. It's, you know, used to, you just would have the blocks for stamps, and then they, you know, came out with the silicone, I guess is what they call it. And you don't see as many blocks. However, I really like the blocks, but they take up a lot of room, don't they? Probably need to do a few of these in different color. I saw on the news where swarms of killer bees are coming around. I don't know what that's about. I don't even know what a killer bee is. I need to look that up. Look it up and see if I should be fearful. It sounds very, very serious, doesn't it? Okay. Now look at this thing. I'm going to do that one in the green just to add some color. And then I think I'll add a couple of more words and then we'll be done because I want to get this started so I can show you the rest of what I'm doing. Again, overlapping is totally my thing here. Okay. That green doesn't show up near as much as the rest of them do. Okay, I'm going to wash that one too, so I'll set it over there. Okay, then I have these little words. That would be nice to use, some of them. Of course, there's kind. It's always nice. Let's be kind. Ah! I like these little words. You can tuck them in here and there. I'm not worried that they're, you know, kind of close together because I don't know if I'm going to tear these apart or what's going to happen to them. So that was fun. Hard to see. These are mixed. Oh, this is fun. And okay, and I'll probably do just a few numbers. Okay, and then that will be the it. Okay, numbers. I hope I don't jiggle you too much. I should have had those out. I'll do this too. Some numbers. I think the napkin kind of sucks the ink out, you know? It feels like it sticks to it a little bit. Okay, now twist it over. Do a couple more numbers. Woo, better hurry it up for it shuts me off. It's very, very frustrating to me. I don't know what the deal is with that. Now let's do this one. And then we'll do just a few more in a different color. I like it. I think it's neat. Okay. Here's another one that I put together. These are just numbers that I just put on the edge so I can grab a number quickly if I need to for something. And then I just put only put just that, whatever that number is, on the stamp pad to stamp. It makes it a lot easier for me. This is a coordinates, it looks like, which is fun. It's a long number. Here's a shorter number. I don't know that any of these are duplicate. I have two of the same stamp. I don't think I do. Okay, one more. Or two. Okay. Okay, there's that. And then we will put this little guy. Get it nice and stamped up. Oops, right across the face. Sorry, bird. Okay, that's good. All right, so now what I want to do, okay. So you can let's see if I can get some of that off. I have a clean one, but let's just see if I can. Let's grab a wipey. Yeah, that comes off nice. Okay. You can grab yourself a marker and mark. I'll show you a second. Sorry about that. I'm sorry if I'm jiggling you. I hear my desk business jiggling. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this thing. Get rid of that. Okay, now you can lay this down and mark where your boundary is. And the reason you want to do that is because you want to get glue outside your boundary. But I feel like, and the only reason I have two is because I just had another one laying here. I feel like if you have something you can see through, just put it underneath. Okay, so I'm going to do this one in coffee dye. And so what I've done is I've just sprinkled a little talc. I'm going to, let's put some of this in here. Put some Elmer's in. Might need a little more, but we'll see. And then I'm going to put a little bit of water in to thin that out. Okay. Might need more Elmer's, I don't know. And then I keep this instant coffee in a sprayer at my desks in case I want to coffee spray something. So let's put a little bit of that in there and then let's stir her up. I gotta wait and let it break down a little bit. Ooh, that coffee smells good. It's nice and strong. Okay, and then, you know, this just helps break up the talc as well. I think that's a pretty good consistency. It's very, very thin. It's fine. I don't know that I'd want it thick for sure. Okay. So then, okay, so this is underneath. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to paint a border just to make sure that when I put, we want this glue mixture on top and underneath of the napkin. Okay, so now I'm going to fill that in. And because I'm painting this glue, which is water-based, on top of plastic, you know, it's going to separate a little bit. But once we bring our napkin back out and put it on top, then we're going to paint on top of it. And it'll all fill in. This isn't necessarily a tutorial because you know how it is with me. Let's just hope it works out type of thing, right? But if you go over to Vintage Journal, I believe hers would be considered a tutorial. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that. There's some little, let's see if I can get it up higher for you. See that? So that's, you can't help that because it's on plastic really. And then so now this is going to make it easier to lay this on because I've made it bigger than what the thing is actually. And I've done it I've laid it on here upside down, but you get the gist of it all. Okay. All right. And because it's on this plastic, it's very easy to adjust. Don't worry about the little crease, you know, if you get creases or a little bit of a fold, that's going to happen. But I find that I don't know if it's because of the plastic underneath, it's nice and thick, or because of the talc. I don't feel like I get that as much as I do when I'm using a napkin to decoupage onto something. I don't feel like I'm getting as many folds. But the folds just add a really neat character if you do get them, so don't worry about that. So this, you do not need to spend a lot of money. Like I said, you could use just regular saran wrap to put underneath. You know, you want to make sure it's nice and big. Then you could use just a regular napkin, you know, one you get even at the fast food place. Tear it apart, you know, take the layers off, and then just stamp it if you don't have a real pretty one. And then, you know, and I've been at showers, wedding showers, I've been at open houses and they have pretty napkins, and I'll just save mine. I've done that before and used it for different things. Okay, so that one is done. And as you know, can you see? It's done. As you know, I'm impatient, so you could leave it overnight. You could also use your hair dryer, but see how that one's, this is too, I mean, this one is, oh, one thing I did forget. Let me bring it back over here. So I might cut that one, or I might just squish it. So another thing that she showed on the vintage journal is to give it a little squish around like this, and then that way it's so much easier to peel up. I totally agree. I can see how that would. And then the other thing I forgot is I tried to clean up pretty close to the edge, but don't worry, you can always cut that extra glue off if you want, you know. Might actually be something fun to do with that, I don't know. Okay, so we'll do this, check our time. Exact same process except stamping, unless you want to stamp on your other, but it's the same process for the pretties. Okay, I still have a little bit of time, so then I'm just going to run across like that, get some of this off. I did it earlier when I did those that I showed you. I did it just with paper towel. I just happen to have this thing handy. Anyway, so I laid this out I laid the other ones out in the sun, and the first one I did was dry by the time I got the second one done. So very fast. And what's great about having these little pieces cut up like this, these little plastic pieces, is that I can just carry them to and fro. And they're, you know, pretty solid. You could use your cookie sheet to put your saran on if you didn't have, you know, this plastic that was thick to carry. Okay, setting it over here. All right, let's get one on. So I'm going to go ahead and do this big one, even though it barely fits. I'm going to just slide it under here so I can see how wide to do it. But I know I'm going to need the whole thing. And I'll show you what I did with the other one that I had that was too big. Okay. Maybe even pull it down a little bit more. It's funny, I remember where I got turn it over like this, maybe that'll be better. I remember where I got this napkin. I got it at Tuesday Mornings, which I'm just super sad that our Tuesday mornings went out of business here, or closed up, or whatever they call it. Okay. I'm going to go border and all the way up to the top here. And I have a little bump where this had been folded, but putting it out in the sun, it did just fine. You know, it kind of heated it up to settle it down a little bit. Okay. Just trying to hurry so I can beat the clock. This is going to be fun to work with. I have some ideas. I want to use the Junk Journal Studio botanical sheets that come with the kit, but what I want to do needs to be double-sided printed, and I don't have any of those left in my stash, so I need to go on and print double-sided. Okay. Mix a little bit more of this solution, this funness. Oh my gosh, we only have 6 minutes. Okay. Put this. Just lay that down there. Okay, and since we have to, you know, squish around the edges, this being so, this going all the way to the edge isn't going to be that big of a deal. Oh, I don't have any talc with me. Oh well, this one's going to be a little bit shinier. It should be okay. You know how I love all these old dishes to use, and they, you know, a little bit of warm soapy water and they just clean up so nice, and I just love them. I have a whole box of them that I use for different things, and then when I do workshops, you know, I use them to put little charms and things in for the people in the workshop to use. Well, anyways, I was at an estate sale the other day, and there was this old I'm going to put a little bit more in. This was left over from another one I did. There was an old, really abused cigar box. It had so much tape on it, and they had $1 on it. And I thought, well, gosh, that's not a bad price for an old cigar box. I mean, you know, I use them for all kinds of stuff. And before I picked it up, I kind of just gave it a little wiggle just to see if there was anything inside. And sure enough, I heard something inside. Well, there was an entire set of this little children's tea set. And I love to use those for things. So like, for instance, here's a couple of from a different set, and I use them when I'm doing bead work to separate the beads, or to use to actually, you know, just have a little holder to put the beads in, so when I'm putting them on my slow stitch or whatever, you know, I'm not carrying a big bead thing, but I have something I can hold on to. So I'm always looking for little things to help with stuff like that. Well, anyway, so for a whole $1, I not only get this super cool old taped to nothing cigar box, but I also get a full children's tea set. Now, some of the decals are worn off, or worn, you know, very worn, but I do not care about stuff like that. Okay, now this I'm gonna See how I'm kind of flicking that in. So even though it's over, and I'll probably need to clean my desk here in a minute, but even though it's over the boundaries there, I'm able to still use, get it in. How are we doing on time? Almost. Okay, you guys, I'll show you these in another video when we actually make something with it. But look at how much I made. But I do want to tell you that we so appreciate you watching our videos, and I might mention this in another video, but if you're watching our videos, it would sure mean a lot if you would just go ahead and subscribe. When I look at the little report that YouTube sends me, our videos are watched, but only, well, not only, we're grateful, but 48% of our videos watched come from our wonderful subscribers, which we appreciate. 51 point something percent of our videos are watched and not subscribed. And I'd love it if you would subscribe. You don't have to click the notification. I'd love it if you did. But I know that sometimes if you're subscribed to a lot of different crafters and you hit the notification, you're getting these notifications constantly. So I don't do that if you don't want to have a lot of notifications. But we'd love it if you subscribed to our channel. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of your sweet, sweet comments. Keep it in touch with us. And don't forget, we pray blessings over you, and you're so loved. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.